Well, it's men's breakfast this Saturday, 9 o'clock in the morning in the church hall, full English. We're studying again this brilliant book by Kent Hughes. We're on the discipline of giving. It's a very, very challenging chapter. If you've got the book, read it. If not, let me summarize it now. Money, it's often said, is the cause of all evil. The root of all evil. Not so, it's the love of money. And money has ruined countless lives, far more than poverty ever has done. What's the answer to this? Well, it is giving. And Kent Hughes talks about the grace of giving. The Macedonians in the New Testament, 2 Corinthians, it's stunning. Out of their extreme poverty, their bathos, their base poverty, and harsh circumstances, they gave beyond their means to the needs in Jerusalem. They were begging Paul, please let us give. He goes over the Old Testament, and the basic tithe of 10% went to the maintaining of the priests, but then there was another 10% tithe for the annual festivals, and a 10% tithe every 3 years to cover the needs of the poor. Total of 23% of their annual income went in their tithes. We might discuss how much of this is covered by income tax these days, but clearly areas of giving. For a while now, I've wanted to set up a fund in the church that we can voluntarily give to cover those in pressed circumstances. In the New Testament, again, well, look, this wonderful example of the Macedonians to be held before us. It was a great example that Paul used to the Corinthians, who, although they were rich, yet they were reluctant in the area of giving. And Kent Hughes makes the point that, I don't know if you agree, God can have our money without ever having our hearts, but if he has our hearts, he's certainly going to have our money as well. And the wonderful, great example of giving sacrificially is God himself. You know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he were rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that out of his poverty we might become rich. We are under great obligation with that wonderful, stunning example. He finishes with a few points on the grace of giving, to think these things through, our mental discipline. Our giving is never meritorious. It doesn't make you any better than any other believer. It doesn't gain favor with God, but it certainly brings blessing from God. Spiritual blessings, primarily. Give and you will receive in full measure, pressed down and overflowing. The giving that pleases God is sacrificial. Think of the widow's mite. She gave more than all. Think of God himself. His giving was sacrificial. Whatever you give, it's between you and God, and decide in prayer. Make your giving regular on a weekly or a monthly basis. And start now. Don't think, well, I'll start giving when I have enough, but give a proportion between you and the Lord now. Start now. And our giving must be joyous, hilarious, the word is actually in Greek. A joyful giver, a hilarious giver, a laughing giver, the Lord is really pleased with. Well, do read the chapter. If not, there's some basic thoughts from the chapter. Come along, we'll discuss it together. It's a very challenging chapter. And if you can help with washing up, please do let me know on the WhatsApp site.